Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Emma Roberts, A Christmas Spectacular. My name is Jay.
And my name is Vilnius.
His name is Vilnius, as I like to say. And welcome back to episode, Vilnius, this is 38?
This will be the episode where our episode matches the amount of subscribers we have.
Congratulations to the Let Me Know podcast channel on YouTube.
Yes. The only podcast to have less listeners than episodes.
Yeah. Well, it's the same amount for now. We should really do some, canvassing. I was thinking maybe I'd go walk around my neighborhood and bother my neighbors.
Yes. Put up posters.
No, I was just going to go around with a gong.
Oh, even better. Far more effective.
And a barbershop quartet. Let me know.
Wow, that was so good. We should make that our new intro.
You. Yes. Thank you. Wellness, I will sing a song for you now. No, I won't actually sing a song.
Please no. Anyhow, Merry early Christmas, everyone. We're really happy holidays, no matter what
Happy
you celebrate.
holidays, folks.
But this is a Christmas special because we watched
This is a Christmas
a
special.
very new Christmas movie, Holidate, which is actually not a Christmas movie, as we discovered.
It's not a Christmas movie.
I guess it's not really a holiday movie of any sort. It advertises itself as being a Christmas movie, but it covers every holiday essentially throughout the film's run. It starts with Christmas and ends with Christmas, but it goes through everything in between, down through everything. It has Mother's Day,
literally
and,
everything. It's horrible.
St. Patrick's
okay?
Day.
We'll talk about that later too, though. And
it is not a great movie.
All right. So this movie does truly check all the boxes for a Hallmark movie. It has Emma Roberts in it. It's about the holidays. They're both pretty hot. The actor. I mean, one of them basically is a male model. And lastly, above all, the movie is shit.
The most important.
Just horrible.
It's awful. They're very few.
In other words, it is
qualities.
a Hallmark film. It's a Hallmark film.
Yes. So Jay, you wanna give them the plot, or should I?
All right, I will give them the DL. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Download the rundown, the RD.
The RD. We have the.
I'll give you guys the RD on this film. Sloane, also known as Emma Roberts, also known as the best actress ever.
Mm-hmm. The best actress in Hollywood.
Chilling.
She's won 7 Oscars, the only single 12 Grammys,
80,
and 14 Emmys.
80 Oscars. She wins the Streamies. Every year.
No way. That's the most important one.
Just all of them. She has Crunchyroll awards. Just 4,000, mostly. And she's Emma Roberts, so
of course.
So she is sad. She works from home, and she does not have people that she dates. All right, and her family, nobody's single. Even literally her 8-year-old cousin Daisy. Was her name Daisy? Daisy. Her 8-year-old cousin Daisy.
She was, yes.
Is not single.
Poor Daisy. Her relationship does not work out though in the film.
Yeah, but she was empowered by it, and she broke up with him, so it doesn't matter.
But yes, everyone in this family is pressured to be in a relationship. I guess the main theme of the movie is the holidays. You're pressured to be, in a couple, bring someone home to the family. But it's kind of going against that sort of cultural idea. But
Vilnius, I would even venture to say the theme of this movie is Hallmark.
Exactly.
Okay, so I just want to bring up something real quick. When I watched the trailer for this a few weeks ago, I obviously hadn't watched the movie before last night when we did watch it.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that's mildly relatable. You don't want to feel alone on the holidays. I'm a veteran of that. And I didn't think that's where this was going. So Jackson's a professional golfer, hooks up with people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on 3 dates with this girl, goes over to her house, they get on Christmas sweaters. Her parents are like creeps. and that was really weird. It took a weird
Oh
turn.
yeah. Okay. Also, at first, for some reason I thought the family Jackson was with was Sloane's family at first,
Yeah, I was confused too.
but because both of the families, like every family member, is very horny and very like I guess controlling of their children. They have a lot in
Yeah,
their lives, so I just assumed that they were the same family, but they're not, and the family Jackson's with. So after he
the family
doesn't get,
Jackson's with only appears again at the end, so it's not like
they appear at the end.
they appear in the credits. I think as now
Oh,
the girl's dating somebody else from the movie. I don't remember who though exactly.
oh, okay. But anyhow, after Jackson is, well, okay, so Jackson is with the girl. The girl gives him a present, but he's like, "Oh, you told me we weren't exchanging presents." And then she gets super pissed and has this very long thing where she yells about having sex with him. And then he's like, "You're crazy. I'm
And
leaving."
then leaves,
Yeah,
takes the pants, and
he
obviously
keeps the
him and
pants.
Sloane meet at the mall, right?
Yes, they're
Obviously,
both. Sloane was given pajamas, and both of them are going to exchange their Christmas gifts at the mall for money.
actually, Vilnius, there were a lot of things that I wrote down for literally the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, I put a few. I thought it was. I don't know. Here's, I guess, one notable thing I put down. So there's at Sloane's family. There's a cast of characters who are incredibly relevant throughout the movie. There's
Yes,
her little brother and the wife that he gets married to at that
after
Christmas.
3 months,
After
after
three
three
months,
months of
yes,
dating,
yes. It further
they get
enforcing the,
engaged.
relationships on the holidays. There's Aunt Susan, who is, like,
Just
she's really into, like, one night stands, essentially, right? So to every holiday, she brings in a different dude who she calls her Holidate, right?
and she's very surprised by the quality of men you can find at the mall.
That is a line that
Uh,
she says.
yes, they invited the mall Santa to Christmas. There are also some very other interesting things. One of her, nieces or nephews took a poop in the manger, which
What?
was exciting to begin the movie. Um, just to portray this family, they're insane.
I don't even
Um,
remember that happening.
that was in the. Also Daisy, very sassy, and Daisy asks her why she doesn't have a boyfriend. This 8-year-old
Oh,
asks her why she doesn't have a boyfriend.
yeah. All the characters are asking about her. The person she had in her previous relationship, who she dumped because he became a clown as his profession, and she didn't want to date a clown.
Yes, and Sloane's sister has a large Matt Lauer tattoo. Um,
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
yeah, and something about sexy Urkel.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. I wrote down Urkel and noise in all caps.
um, the sister. Going back to the sister, she's also pretty important. She's like
Yeah.
the most sane one in the family. She is
Mm,
also. I mean, she's kind of sane. She is married to
kind
this
of.
dude named Peter, who is he's like, I don't know, a really nice guy. He's in the movie for like 20 seconds because he's always taking care of the kids. Um, a lot of people in the movie, there's this joke about questioning whether or not she's actually in the relationship. They call him the invisible husband.
And not in a serious way, in a Hallmark way.
Yes. But she's the only one who ever, like, really kind of seems to
Support
care
Sloane.
about Sloane. But even then, she's also trying to force her into relationships. Like, she gives her number out to random people at a bar at one point.
Yeah.
None of them are good
And
people. Just leave it at that. No one in this movie is good.
I think she was the one who was saying that Sloane needs someone to drunk mock strangers at parties with,
Yes, yes, I think,
which I thought
yes,
was just pretty
that
important.
was odd.
And
That's,
this was the point where Vilna said none of these conversations are anything normal humans would have. And I couldn't help but agree
yes.
with him. This was
The
five
dialogue
minutes.
in this movie is
It's
it's kind
Hallmark.
of like it tries to be witty a lot. There's a lot of like snappy lines and comebacks and quotable things. Uh,
Yeah.
but like none of them are actually good, and
I'd
it's
say, well, Vilnius, would you also say it's pretty hella?
no, I would not.
I don't know. I feel like yeah, they were pretty hella though. So
After that, so going back to the mall, Sloane and Jackson are there, and they're kind of talking to each other. And
because
Jackson
they're both
is
returning clothes,
yes, yes, both of them are
of
talking to each
course.
other about how horrendous their Christmases are. And Sloane like one ups him, and he's like, "Oh, I guess your Christmas was worse." They talk about the Holidate concept and kind of decide that from this point on, just to not be lonely on the holidays, and also so Sloane's family will stop bothering her. She's going to take Jackson to every single holiday, and it is legitimately every single holiday. As I mentioned earlier, they cover the most minute holidays, like the ones where no one even gathers.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Well, there was another little note that I wanted to put in there. So after this conversation they have, he is a professional golfer, so he goes to his
Oh
golf
yes,
buddy. And I wrote, and I quote, "Why is King Batch in this movie?"
who is King
Um,
Batch?
oh, he was big on Vine.
Oh, he was. I did not know that.
This is a very a marginally internet famous person.
Hmm.
And that was my first and basically last impression I wanted to have on his character, who I just found out from the casting list is named Neil. Um,
Neil. Oh.
you know, so they kept talking about holidays, and then it cuts to New Year's. You know,
Oh, I have this written down. Here's a note about that. So it cuts to New Year's, and
yes.
I have written down in all caps, iMovie wipe transition. There are some pretty bad transitions in here. Um, and that is one of them. It just slides across the screen, and they're at New Year's at this big party. I forget what
One
the
of the
party
first
was
things
called.
that it was some big thing in Chicago, like whatever the main New Year's party in Chicago is.
Oh,
Um, one of the first things, your tits look great in that dress, always good.
I
Um,
forgot about that. Yeah, they
yes.
say the best thing about having a holiday is you don't have to be respectful.
Yep, so the
So there's
acceptable
a,
objectifying, as I wrote down.
a lot of objectifying. That's it. That happens a good bit in this movie.
It does happen on a good bit. Um,
um,
there's a line about jumping on the Ryan Gosling train. And surprise, there's going to be a callback later to that.
yeah, I didn't think the
Why?
callback is very odd. Like the callback seems set up as though Ryan Gosling will then appear, but he just doesn't.
He doesn't.
There's just like no punchline to it. It's just they call it back. I guess to like make it more emotional and more like, oh, I remember that. But with a scene so unfunny and insignificant, it does not matter. It doesn't really add anything.
Yeah. There's some other exciting stuff too, though, that happens. Do you have
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
else exciting from New
They
Year's?
start playing some pretty bad music, and they have a
Well,
dance sequence.
okay. Oh, yeah. It was also the cut to that. What the hell was happening?
I
What
don't
was
remember
wrong?
it. How does it go?
It was completely random. It just happened. All of a sudden, they were having a conversation, and all of a sudden, it was a dance montage. I mean, what?
I did not remember that. That's pretty funny. Then Jackson's like, "I'll lift you into the air," and he lifts up
No, they
Sloane.
want to do the dirty dancing thing because they
Oh
talked about
yes,
dirty dancing
yeah,
earlier in
yeah,
the
yeah.
night.
After the bad song plays, the Dirty Dancing song plays. She jumps onto his arms, and then her dress falls apart, and he drops her onto the ground. Uh,
On her face.
yes.
It was pretty good.
Anyhow, that was the first holiday.
And then there's an instant cut to Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Um,
The first few
and
holidays are like back to back with nothing in between.
well, most of them are honestly until
This is
like the
fair.
end. In this one, well, yeah, they're like, well, I'm not gonna do it again because basically Jackson dropped her on her head, and he got hurt, and then they were like, this is awkward, so they didn't.
Yes, yes.
And so she's talking to her sister, right? And she's like, "What are your plans?" She's like, I might even watch a little porn." And her sister was like, "You can't do that."
Oh
Um,
yeah. You can't do that on Valentine's Day.
And then guess where they run into each other? Jackson and Sloane. Vilnius, can you guess? For $5.
Oh, at the mall again.
At the mall again. And guess who's there? Her ex-boyfriend. And guess who he's with? Young blonde model girl.
Yes,
All
his
right?
new
Her
girlfriend.
name is Felicity. Okay? This is important because of what the worst joke ever.
Oh my
Just
God. Okay, let me
okay?
let me give the
So
setup to the joke.
yes,
Anyhow,
just
so
tell us.
Sloane is talking to Luke and Felicity, and she's really uncomfortable, and she's like, "Man, I'm so sad that I'm here with my ex-boyfriend who I was really into, and he's not into me." Blah, blah, habba, habba, bop, bop. And then Jackson comes in,
Humana.
and he's like, "Yo, this is my girlfriend. She's not alone." Because, Sloane doesn't want to look like a loser in Luke's eyes, I guess. Anyhow, as they're walking out, Jackson says to Felicity, he says, "Bye, Felicia." And
And it made us all want to die.
it was very, very painful. It was not fun. It was not fun. Jesus
Shopping
Christ, that was
sequence.
bad.
Shopping sequence there. Of course.
Yes, they went.
Then she talks about giving hand jobs at age 12,
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, yeah. That was
which is
funny.
awkward.
That was odd. And then Jackson asked for a hand job immediately after that, and there's a fake out hand job scene where they're
And they're
moaning
actually
in a
just eating
car.
chocolate truffles. They're
Yeah.
actually just eating chocolate truffles.
Mm-hmm. It's them moaning in a car while eating chocolate truffles. It is.
Wait, was that actually? Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I guess it was just that good, Following
Yeah.
that, straight cut. St. Patrick's Day, bro.
Oh, yes. And on St. Patrick's Day, they drink. And that was literally it. What else
Uh,
happened?
that was basically it. I don't think there was anything else.
Yeah, nothing happened. It was St.
Oh,
Patrick's Day. And
oh
then
no,
it was
wait.
Easter.
There is one.
Oh.
There's one important thing. It is discovered that Jackson is friends, or actually, he is Sloane's little
Oh, yeah.
brother's golf teacher. So with that, Jackson is introduced as a proper family friend. So now to all of these parties, he's going both as her date, but also he would just be invited anyways, type thing.
Yeah, so that's a little unnecessary and
Yeah.
weird.
Hmm.
Like,
Following that, they jump to Easter, and did anything happen at Easter, Jay? I don't remember.
well, the kids all ran down a hill to a field of Easter eggs. That's not really how that works. You hide the Easter eggs, but I don't know. Maybe they celebrate Chicago Easter or Chicago
Oh, I
suburbs Easter.
forgot about that. That was
That's not
funny.
how that works. That's not how that works. Also, we meet Farouk, the doctor, who is just a
Wait,
discount
no,
Hassan
Jay, about the
Minaj.
kid scene, you're forgetting. It was all the kids shoving each other down as the Move Bitch Get Out the Way song played.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Of
Uh,
course. And right here is where Farouk, aka Discount Hassan Minaj, kind
I
of
also
enters
thought
the
that was
fray.
Hassan Minaj at first. I was
I
like,
know.
whoa, how'd they get him?
If you can look up Darren from yesterday, Derin, I said he looked like Hassan Minaj and Darren from yesterday combined, and I think that's the closest I can get
It's
to
like
it.
one of those face app children thing.
Yeah, exactly. And he was in a bunny suit, and Sloane's aunt is insane, played by Christian Chenoweth, and she was also into Farouk in a bunny suit,
Oh
which
yeah,
was
she said, "I like a
interesting.
man in fur."
Yeah, so that's a little bit. That's either like I like rich men or I'm a furry. So I don't know which one that is.
The
Um,
furry one seems more likely.
yeah, the furry one is probably more likely. And then we move on, Vilnius. That was about all that happened.
Yeah. After that was okay. Cinco de Mayo happens.
Well, the
Sloan.
fact that Cinco de Mayo date happened is the worst thing, and this is where
That was also
Toby
odd.
said. This is where Toby said 5 minutes until they smash in the Netflix
Oh
party
yeah,
chat.
he guessed it.
He was no, he was 3 minutes early.
Oh, he was close enough,
So
man.
no, he's a disappointment. Toby counted down to them smashing several times.
He was right.
Uh,
Maybe 2 of the 10.
no, he was only right one of the times. It's pretty
Oh,
disappointing, honestly.
rip.
And they get just hammered.
They get
Yeah,
destroyed. Anyhow, they wake up and Sloane's like, I don't remember it happening. I don't think it happened. I
and
don't
Jackson's
want to
like, I
think
don't
it
think it did
happened.
either.
No, Jackson was like really into it happening. Jackson is very horny.
Ah, I don't know that he was that into it. I think he was just like, "Why are you wearing my underwear?"
Hmm.
Mostly.
Maybe. I don't know. I've read it like he was like, "Yeah, I did it," kind of thing.
No, no, dude. I don't know. But her ventriloquist doll was on the ceiling fan.
Oh, I forgot she had a ventriloquist doll. Yeah, Sloane is a
It was on the
ventriloquist.
ceiling fan, and she was wearing his underwear, and she was on the floor. All right, listen. It's a Hallmark movie, okay? It's hella.
It's
Um.
hella, man. It's hella.
All right, Vilnius. Tell us
Yeah.
what's next.
Okay, next. Um, next is Mother's Day.
The fact that there was even a Mother's Day date. The two of them with her mother.
Yeah, that is a
Why?
very
Why?
odd. Anyhow,
Why?
her mother tells them to go have sex in the bathroom, and they do not.
And they do not.
That's
Um.
basically all that happens at Mother's Day. The mother is
Well, the mom also says you need somebody who is legally bound to be there for your chemotherapy.
oh, I forgot about that.
Which is, by the way, a line that comes up more than
Another
once.
callback. Another
More
callback.
than once.
I don't know why they think these lines are like especially clever or something. They need
Horrible.
to be
They were
brought up
such
again.
idiots. All right? Gaggling fools over at any. Well, no, all the idiots are the people who don't watch Hallmark movies for their pure storytelling. All right?
That's what
So
they're
I'm
for.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, dear listener. What the hell's wrong with you? Next time you got to tune into our Netflix party and watch these good movies, okay?
Yes, yes.
Damn it, guys. Come on.
Uh, following this is July 4th, in which
Of course. Where you have a date. No, but that's a date. July 4th barbecue date.
yes, that would make
Okay?
sense. That would make
Get,
sense.
get how does that make sense, Vilnius?
July 4th? I don't know. July 4th is like an actual family get together thing where like people
Why
come
would you
from
why
around.
would you bring your significant other that isn't your significant other?
I mean, well,
Oh,
because
well,
at
he's
this
coming
point
as
they've
what's his
like,
name's friend.
yeah. They're friends now.
That's true. It doesn't really
But
matter.
also, they're still like, I think they're still trying, even though everyone knows, to pretend as though like they are actually romantically interested in each other at this point.
I don't think they don't talk about being romantically interested in each other until after this.
No, they do not. But I mean, like they're trying to
It's
show to
right
the
after. It's
like
right after it though.
the point of the holiday is to like give a front, like I actually have romance in my life. Is the point.
True, true.
So like I don't know, dropping the
Even
holiday
though the
as
entire
such a
family knows
big
it's a
thing
sham.
is like yeah, the whole family knows it's a sham. I don't know why they keep going with it. It's very odd.
It's really weird. Yeah.
Anyhow, July 4th is maybe like the one funny scene in the movie. So
Well, there's another thing first, by the way, Vilnius.
what?
Her younger brother's fiance it gets high from one hit of weed,
Oh, I forgot about that.
and
Yes.
and scoops hummus out of a bowl with her fingers, and it made me want to throw up. I was like, that is the nastiest thing I've ever seen. What the hell? But the worst thing was she didn't even put it back. It wasn't even like she just took the hummus with her and
That's the worst
continued to
thing.
eat it. Just the worst thing, Vilnius. Just ever, okay? Ever.
Yeah. She got high because Aunt Susan brought a holiday as well, and this time
Of course.
it was some junkie. I forget his name.
Some guy, I don't know.
Yeah, some guy. Now the one funny scene in the movie. So it starts out. I guess it's kind of there are multiple in it. It starts out. All of the dudes are over on the beach, and they are firing fireworks at some dude in the middle of the ocean, and they capsize his boat because they're at a lake right now. They're at a lake house
They're
for
on a
this.
lake, yeah. In the middle of the ocean though. They were
Um,
firing they're firing ICBMs.
yes. And immediately following knocking this guy over, Jackson blows off his finger,
It's
and
his
then
finger off.
it gets lost in the sand, and then they send the children to dig it up.
but I think Sloane's younger brother finds it or something.
Yeah, something like that. Uh,
Uh, and then Sloane is the worst driver. I don't
oh
even
yes,
understand.
Um, I believe they say that she has not driven in so long that like her license expired months ago. She said,
And she's a nervous driver.
yes, and that. But yeah, they send
She almost kills
Sloane.
her family,
They
but
find the finger. They give it to Sloane, and they're gonna take it to the family. Sloane almost kills them like 4 times in the span of 30 seconds. Um.
she's intoxicated too and high.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then they get to the hospital. They're sharing a joint. It obviously smells like weed. They're in this small ward.
Yeah.
The nurse comes in and looks at them and she's like, "Are you smoking weed?" And they're like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I'm too tired to report you." I was like, "What the
Yeah.
what?" Okay,
It's
Hallmark
like
movie. That's hella.
very, very. That's how I would describe it. Anyhow,
Yeah.
following that, Farouk shows up again to do surgery on Jackson. There's kind of a thing where like Jackson is shown to be like a bit jealous because Sloane is talking with Farouk. This is the first time it's like shown that like, oh, there's like real romance going to happen, even though obviously it's going to happen from the beginning. But
Obviously.
yeah, Jackson gets his finger put back on. They go back to his apartment. That's the end of that.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Obviously, he tries to send her signals like, "You can stay if you want." Nope. Nope.
Yeah,
Not gonna
yeah.
happen.
The good
So,
choice, I
so
would
that was
say.
pretty great. Yeah, it was a good choice.
Good to abandon him. Jackson
Yeah,
is
no, we don't like
Jackson's
her.
rather, I guess, self-obsessed. I would say at many point.
And then they. Oh, by the way, the amount of puns about fingers they made,
Oh God, yeah,
unnecessary.
they made like 12 puns about fingers. It was supposed to be because like they're high, so it's like funny
Well, to be
weed,
honest, that's
haha.
one of the more human. But that's one of the more human things that honestly happened. That's definitely something that would happen with me if I was in a situation like that. To be
Oh, of
fair.
course, yeah. Anytime I lose my finger, I always get high.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
And I make jokes about the finger.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's never any like bearing on me about my finger being
D-
gone. I'm never like,
Yeah,
oh my God. There's,
don't question me
yeah, yeah.
ever, and especially don't talk about my finger. So
After this, there is what holiday is next? I have stuff in between the
Labor
holiday.
Day.
Labor Day. Okay, so for
Is there stuff in between?
yeah, yeah. There's stuff I wrote down in between, but yes.
Oh,
So
there
it's
is stuff. I'm
Labor
sorry. You're
Day,
right.
and Labor Day doubles as the little brother's wedding, right?
Wait, but there's a bunch of stuff before that.
Yes,
You're
yes, I
right.
know, I know. But so Jackson is looking to get a present, and they have. It's one of the things I'm sure that you've seen it in a movie before, where they have like a FaceTime segment, and the way they do the FaceTime is they just cut the camera to look like in phone shape, but
And just
really
slap
it's
them
just
next to each
someone
other.
following the dude with like a proper actual nice camera. It's not just a screen recording of an iPhone, and it always just looks really jank and uncomfortable and not at all like a real FaceTime.
Sloane holds the phone like she's taking a selfie.
Yeah. That
Jackson did fine. That was fine.
no,
But
no.
her,
They both looked really awkward in it.
fair.
I don't
Yeah,
even know why movies include scenes like this. Like they know they look bad. They've seen them before.
get hip with the jive, Films.
It's not that hard
Viva
to show a
vibes.
phone call or a text. Like,
Well, no, because he wanted her to look at the stuff.
oh, I guess, but
Well,
photos. Send
because
photo.
that's dull. Well, that's dull, right? You want them
I
to, because
guess.
that's when they decided that they weren't going to the wedding together.
Yes, that is. I guess that's fair. You couldn't have done that
That's
over
what made that
text.
important.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't have done that without faces either. So
Yeah. They decide that yeah they're not going together. Why again? I can't remember.
I don't remember why. By the way, we need to preface this. There was something before this. Before this, Jackson goes to King Batch, aka Neil, aka his golfing friend,
Yes.
and his golfing friend says, "You can't start to like a girl unless you know for a fact." Wait, yeah, unless you know for a fact he she likes you, and he says the quote, "As a black man, I am speaking to this." That means nothing.
Yeah, that was a very odd inclusion. Um,
That was a horrible line.
that
Um,
was one
that was
hundred
definitely a
percent.
white guy. It was
That's
definitely a
exactly
white
what I
guy that
was
wrote
going
that
to
line.
say.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Uh,
That was the
and
whitest
obviously,
line.
exactly, and obviously, Sloane's sister is like, you gotta go for it. Obviously, that's obviously what it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
They are opposite sides of the spectrum. All right. And then they go to Labor Day with dates, but Vilnius, you gotta hit us with the kicker. Who are their dates?
Okay, so Sloane is going with Farouk.
Farouk.
Probably like Farouk's like the only likable character in this movie,
Yeah.
and
No, yeah. Yeah, true.
Jackson's going with Aunt Susan.
Of
Yeah,
course, and she sucks on his finger.
yeah,
His
she
finger
sucks
that
on
is
his finger.
blood red that he just had operated back on. She sucks on it in a sexual way.
He was very odd.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Also, the father daughter dance was the song that goes like, "I'll make love to you like you want me to." You know that song? It
Yes,
was really awkward. It's a very sexual song, but the father daughter dance
yeah,
is
yeah.
like that,
And
obviously.
anyhow, Sloane and Jackson then called that out, the awkward dance, sexy song. They go in.
Sexy song.
They go in, so like they push them apart. They're like, yeah, don't dance to this, guys. Ha ha, ha ha. Then they start dancing, but after some, I don't even remember how it ends up, but Farouk and
Farouk and the aunt fall in love
yeah, on
somehow.
the dance floor.
Yeah, we don't question things here.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. The next holiday is Halloween, and this is the most important one.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the most important one thus far.
Yeah.
Actually, probably the most important one of the entire movie,
Possibly, despite this film
which is
advertising
weird.
itself as a Christmas movie.
Yeah, and coming out right before Christmas, but we're not going to question it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So one big scene in this, the opening scene, is Sloane is getting dressed, right? She's dressed as a witch, and she says a
Nope,
line.
nope, no, no, no. She's dressed as a pirate, matching with Jackson.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. Sexy pirate, of course, because it's a Hallmark movie.
Of
It's hella.
course, of course, very hella, very hella. And so shit, I'm losing it. And her sister's helping her get ready, and
Shit,
then
shit, I'm losing it. Vilnius has really been going down the drain these past couple days. If you guys could like and sub real quick, just to give him a little boost. Make sure
exactly.
to follow him on Twitch to give him a little boost.
I don't have a Twitch. Okay, okay. Shh.
He'd really like if you donated to the Vilnius Fund. It's a fund he created for
Mhm,
Vilnius.
mhm. I would love that. I would love that. That would be the
All right.
ideal.
Anyway, continue with Halloween.
Yeah. So her sister's helping her get dressed, and Sloane says something along the lines of, "When did Halloween go from dressing up as a princess to dressing up as a whore?" You know,
Oh, that's right.
very
And what was
classy.
funny is she was dressed as a pirate, and Ailstorm says whore a lot.
Oh, definitely a Nailstorm reference.
Definitely an Ailstorm reference. I can 85% confirm that Christopher Bowes was Jackson.
And anyhow, one of the children nearby is like, "What's a whore?" And
And her sister, what did she say? I don't know
she
what it
said,
was.
"A whore is someone who likes to
Oh,
play with
someone who,
boys."
yes, and they're all like, "I'm gonna be a whore," like
Yeah,
at
I want to
first,
be
like
a
all
whore when
four
I
of them.
grow up. It was
Yep,
very.
it was, it was,
This
it
will
was
be
hella
something that
Hallmark.
will haunt those children years in the future.
I said to them in the chat, better hope colleges don't see this movie, because
Yeah,
kid, you're gonna get yourself dismissed from the admissions process.
that will not be good for their reputation in the future. I don't even understand why they chose to keep that in. Why would you make a child say that?
You know why, Wellness? I have your answer.
Why?
Hella Hallmark, dude. Hella Hallmark.
Hella Hallmark indeed. Fuck.
All right, and so basically, uh, her brother, is his name Bo or Boo? Is it Boo? It's like Boo,
I think it's
right?
Boo. I think it's Boo. He was.
Yeah. So Boo
Yeah.
hosts a Halloween party. Or I'm sorry, his wife now. I don't even
Mhm.
remember what her name is.
Liz.
Liz. Yeah, Liz hosts a Halloween party. Liz invites Luke and Felicity is like 36 to 40 weeks pregnant.
Hmm.
And one of my favorite lines from the whole movie is she talks to Luke. Obviously, Sloane's pissed at Liz that she invited them. I don't remember what the reason was that she did. And Felicity goes, I told you, baby, this baby's not going to change our lives. And I think that summed up everything.
Perfect summation of the
Um,
film. Following this, Sloane gets like really sad that her boyfriend, who she used to be so in love with, is now fully committed to this
oh,
relationship, and
oh,
she
yeah, yeah.
leaves the party. Jackson takes her home, and and they were also going with and Neil is also there, Jackson's golfing friend.
Yeah, of
But yeah,
course.
so they're leaving the party now.
Yeah, yeah. Sloane's sister gave her a laxative instead of a relaxant, or like an Ibu or something, and so
Yes.
she really has to go to the bathroom. So they go. Jackson takes her to his apartment,
Yeah, they're running
right?
through the hallways.
Tries to get the corset off. Whatever. They run through the
It's too
hallway.
tight.
It's longer than it needs to be.
It's a very long.
Um.
It's like 4 or 5 minute scene of her having to go shit, and like it's constantly playing this horribly disgusting gurgling noise really loudly in
It's
the
really
background.
bad.
It is really disgusting. Uh, as soon as they get to the apartment, they finally rip the corset off, but as Sloane enters the bathroom, she shits herself.
Oh, just explodes.
Yeah, she just
Um.
explodes.
That
That
was
was.
disturbing.
I don't understand why they wanted to keep this in. Like, it's not funny at all.
It's
It's just
not fun.
disgusting. It's like
Poor Emma
this
Roberts.
movie is targeted at like an older audience, right? An adult audience you would expect. This is like the
hundred
humor on the
percent. It's
level
hella
of like
Hallmark.
a fetus. It's like a
4?
toddler.
Fetus. Yeah.
I don't know why I said
Yeah.
fetus. Fetus known to have the best sense in humor.
Yeah, dude. I was real funny when I was, back in the
Yeah, man.
day. Um.
Everything went downhill after that.
Well, so this whole thing ends kind of interestingly. So what happens? All right, is they sleep in Jackson's bed. They don't hook up. They wake up in the morning. They get all close to each other, and she goes, "I don't think you should kiss in the morning." You
Yeah,
know,
she thinks
I
no,
don't.
no, 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 no,
Which is
Jay. She thinks to herself. She talks about the movie cliche, how much she hates it when characters
oh, that's
wake
right.
up in the morning and then kiss each
Well,
other,
she said it, but she said it was disgusting too.
something like that. I don't know. It's about the movie trope, though. Anyhow,
And guess what happens? Guess
obviously
what happens?
they
They
do it.
kiss
Yeah,
and then they bang. Yeah,
this
that too.
movie really tries to be self-aware about these things. There's another part in the movie earlier that I forgot to mention where it says that where Sloane talks about romance movies again, and she's like, "I hate movies where there are characters with no chemistry that are forced into a relationship." Right, which is just what this movie is. Uh, this
Exactly.
movie, I have written down here. This is a terrible note, but it is. This is not self-aware. It is cringe.
Would you go as far as to say it's I don't know, hella Hallmark?
Yes, it is very much so.
Sounds about right.
It's not a very funny note, but yeah, they
No,
bang and they're like,
it's pretty.
it's finally
And Toby
happening.
Toby didn't even count it down this time,
Oh
which
yeah,
we were
Toby
really
missed it.
disappointed about.
Very sad.
Uh,
He was so off. He was
yeah,
like 10 minutes off, I think, with that one.
yeah. So that's when we exiled him from our friend
Mm-hmm.
group. Uh,
Anyhow, as soon as they finish, her sister runs into the room and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm the worst person ever. I kissed Neil." Or actually, she says, quote, "I kissed the Black Panther," because Neil was dressed up as a panther. Not even like the
not
Black Panther
not like
superhero.
Wakanda,
Yeah,
just a Black
just
Panther.
just a panther. Uh, um, yeah. She's all torn up about this. She's like, I'm the worst wife in the world." Jackson then like enters the room and like, why did Jackson and Sloane then? Why does she kick him out? Just because it's awkward?
Oh well, so the first thing her sister says is, "You guys had sex."
Oh yeah, I forgot that. That takes priority over the fact that she cheated on her husband. Well, she didn't cheat, but you know.
You guys just had sex. Um. That was pretty exciting. Sloane and Jackson. I don't know. There was something. He came out in pirate garb. Oh. She played it off as if they didn't to her sister,
Oh, that's why he was like,
and
yeah,
Jackson
that's
was
why it was
like,
awkward.
obviously, like, why? And then she was like, "You don't have to stay" or something like that. You can go, and he left. Obviously.
Yeah. She wasn't ready to commit, or so, I suppose. Yeah, Jackson is really hurt by this. He goes back to Neil, and he's like, "Bro, I'm so sad. I thought this was gonna be real." And Neil's suggestion is to like go to the next Holidate as a normal Holidate, but then just like not show emotion, and then she'll be like, "Oh, I really want you, Jackson."
Next holiday is Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, it is.
And he got there late.
Yes, he shows up there late. Sloane and him go shopping, and Jackson immediately fails at his plan. They start yelling.
And confesses.
Yeah, he
Very sappy.
confesses. And this is the callback you talked about, Jay, to the
Yep, the Ryan Gosling train.
yes.
Somebody says I would be too afraid to get on the Ryan Gosling train.
I think yeah, no. He brings it up again. He's like, "You're too afraid to get on that Ryan Gosling train." And she's like, "Ryan Gosling would never even show up in a Walmart. He doesn't do his own shopping." Like as
Oh,
I
that's
said,
right. That's
it
right.
sets it up for like Ryan Gosling to be there and be like, "I do my own shopping." Haha. But
That
he
would have been great,
he just
but
doesn't.
no,
He's just not there. And
no,
there's even like
no,
a
he
guy
isn't.
in the background shopping, like clearly in frame, who's blurred. You would assume that it would like change the focus, and there he would be, but no.
Break the fourth wall. He turns at the camera.
That would have been funny.
That would have been great.
Anyhow, Sloane tells Jackson that nothing has changed, and he's still just a holiday to her, and he runs off. That's that. They go back. Oh, here's the thing I forgot to mention. Here's just a minor thing. Aunt Susan's holiday this time, even though she's in love with Farouk, isn't Farouk. This time she brings a guy named Wally. It's funny, they have this bit where she's like, I couldn't even remember his name. I had to write it down on my arm. And she just has Wally written all over her arm. And then, there's a bunch of crazy stuff happens, and Peter, the sister's wife, finds out.
The sister's husband finds out
Yeah,
that she kissed Neil by overhearing her.
yes. This is an odd sequence because it is never brought up in the movie again. The relationship is just like mended. They're shown together being happy after this, but the situation is never addressed.
Yeah, it was kind of strange.
I don't know why they felt as though it was I guess, was it supposed to be funny? Was it a joke?
I the fact that we have to ask that is just hella Hallmark, so I don't know.
Yes. Anyhow, the big thing, Wally has a heart attack.
Of course. But
Kabam!
by the way, Wally and Sloane's mother were falling in love
Oh, I
during
forgot
Thanksgiving.
about that. Yes, that was happening.
Aunt Susan obviously still loves Farouk.
Yes.
And then they go in a hospital to the hospital. No, they go in an ambulance to the hospital.
They go in a hospital to the hospital.
And and Slo- and Sloane and Aunt Susan are together. And Aunt Susan basically through conversation in the hospital waiting room inspires Sloane to try and mend things with Jackson. It was
Yes.
the strangest
Yeah. Well, I
like
mean,
turning point for her out of all people to do that. I thought it was going to be her sister. No, it's her.
it
And
kind of makes
obviously
sense,
Farouk
to
is
be honest. Like, because like the line is, she says something about like, because Farouk is the doctor, right? And she's talking
obviously is the
to
doctor.
Sloane, and she's like, "The romance isn't the life for me. I'm gonna die alone." Yada yada.
Yeah.
And Sloane's like, "Damn, I don't want that to be me." But in the end, anyways, Aunt Susan goes and mends things with Farouk in the doctor's office. She's like, "I'm sorry for leaving you. I don't want to live without you." And then they start making out in the waiting room in front of all the
Very
patients,
aggressively.
very aggressively. He like starts humping her.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
And Jay, do you want to give the retelling of the climax
I
of the
got it.
film?
Okay, all right. So this is where Hella Hallmark becomes Hella Hallmark.
Hello.
So they're going Black Friday slash just deal shopping at the mall. Obviously, Jackson is at the mall, or like her entire family, all the women in her family. I think it was. They're
Yes.
going on the up escalator. He's going on the down escalator. Okay, of course they catch eyes. They kind of looked like they have a moment there, but apparently not, which is weird because it looked like
Yeah.
Jackson was like, "Oh my god, I love her still," or something like that. Just the amount of time they spent on that one scene. Anyways, that's besides the point. Then they're at the top, and everybody saw Jackson, and they're all like, "You got to go get him." Daisy, the 8-year-old, goes, and I quote, "Life is giving you a moment. Don't fuck it up," and nobody questions it. She is like 8, maybe 7, maybe
Yeah, her
4,
mother is
maybe
right
even a
there.
fetus. Everybody's right there. So she rushes down, can't find him. It really reminded me of the chase scene right at the beginning of Heavy Rain, where he's trying to find his kid. I
Mm.
don't know if you saw me stream it.
I did
I
not
don't miss
see
that
that
game. The
part.
game sucked. The
Oh,
game sucked. It was horrible.
why
It was
was it so
suck.
bad?
The controls bad.
Oh.
It expected you to check a clock to figure out when to get your kid to do homework, and I didn't do it, and I hated it. Um, and so obviously she goes up. She goes up to the top, the stage. Where there's an a cappella group singing to a huge crowd. The reason I said it reminds me is because there's a huge crowd and she's chasing someone.
Mhm.
In a mall.
Yes, yes, yes.
And she walks up onto the stage and she's yelling, "Jackson! Jackson!" And then the acapella group stops and then they go, "Jackson!"
That was
Obviously, the entire
okay.
acapella group, there's an
That was a
acapella
funny joke.
Jackson.
That actually kind of
It
got a
was
chuckle out of me.
but it was hella Hallmark,
It was
is just what
very
I'm saying.
Hallmark. Very Hallmark.
And so he turns around, obviously. She curses in front of the kids. She drops a couple F bombs,
Hmm.
which is funny. It was the most cliche thing ever,
It
maybe.
was very
Um,
cliche.
this is how it ended. "I thought I wanted a holiday. I just want you." And he goes, "Nah,"
Yeah.
and turns around.
Yeah.
But obviously, it was all a joke. Ha ha
It was all a
ha!
fake
I
out.
was just joking.
Yeah.
Yo, I think I was telling them after the movie, I was like, well, Toby and Henry were there with us. I was
Yes,
telling
yes.
all three of them after the movie, like, who the hell in any situation like that would just go, "Nah," and just like,
Yeah. How would you have
nobody.
like this is the one chance to get back with the woman that for the first time in a long time you've finally felt like a real connection with, and he's just totally willing to risk it on a joke.
Nah. It was like, it wasn't even nah, it was like, nah,
Nah.
you know?
It was
Like,
funny. The whole
brutal.
crowd gasps. They made it a real dramatic moment.
And
But
then obviously they get together and whatever. I don't
mhm.
know. What happened at the end?
Credits roll. There's nothing after that.
Oh, credits rolled right after that.
Yeah,
That's
they
right.
kiss,
They didn't
credits
even get to
roll.
Christmas.
Nope, no
Oh yeah,
holiday.
of course. Kiss credits roll.
And then with
No
the
Hallmark.
credits, there is a montage of photos of couples together. The photos are a lot of them are just poorly green screened images of people in other locations. Like there's one with Farouk and Aunt Susan skydiving, for instance.
And there's also one with Peter and whatever his sister's name getting I guess, renewing their vows in Las Vegas alone.
Oh, oh, okay. I didn't even think about that. That was a possibility. I thought it was just an
That's why
old
they were there,
photo.
yeah. Because she was, no, but she was wearing a veil and he was wearing a bow tie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought it was just an old photo of their previous wedding, but yeah, no, that makes way more sense. They got divorced and then they got back together. So they do address the thing
Wait,
about him
I don't,
kissing
no, no, no,
Camila.
no, no, no. They did not get it. They didn't get divorced.
And why did they? I thought you said they were remarrying.
No, I said renew their vows.
Oh, okay. Still makes
I think
sense.
they,
Still
I think
makes
they
sense.
renewed their vows.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're still
Um,
much smarter than me when it comes to this. That went
Thanks,
over
bonus.
me. But these photos are pretty bad.
Interesting.
They've run out of
Yeah.
photos, and then they just use the same photos again.
Wally and Sloane's mom are together now. Yeah, you
Oh
remember that? You
yes.
remember the minor side character who had a heart attack and was literally only a plot device so that Susan and Farouk could get together, and that Sloane would gain courage to get back with Jackson. Yeah, he's with her mother now.
Yeah, that was funny that they
So
included all that. But yeah,
yeah,
that was pretty terrible all
bad,
around.
pretty
Beyond
bad. It was
a
hella,
couple of
you know?
laughs at like the actual funny moments. There were no
Yes.
like I would say there are very few moments in this film that were like so bad it was funny. It was just a bad movie, a painful experience.
Yeah, overall it wasn't. It was just
Um Very corny, very cliche at points. As I said, it tries to be self-aware and fails miserably.
absolutely miserably.
What would you give it out of 10, Jay? We normally do that with these things.
Well, I just watched A Few Good Men and Creed in film class. Those are both
Hmm.
easily 4 to 5 star movies. This, I think, I mean, it put up a fight. I'd say it's a 3.5 out of 10.
3.5 out of 10. I
Yeah,
was going to put it in a similar range. I was going to say 2.
a 2.
I
I
would.
don't think it deserved a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think that was uncalled for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I personally think
50%. That
Rotten
is like
Tomatoes is wrong a lot, but
oddly high. That
yeah,
is.
I
How
think
did that many
I
people
think it's
watch it
wrong a
and thought it
lot.
was just like average? It was an average experience.
Well, by the way, they include critics in that.
Hmm.
So
Can you check the highest critic score? Did anyone give it like an 8 or a 9?
let me see. The top critics gave it an average rating of 4.5 stars, which is
Dang.
kind of rough. Well, thanks for watching our hella episode. I feel like
Yes.
it was hella episodic. Um,
You said hella a lot of times. This is very much like our fourth episode of the Fossil Fighter Champions Let's Play, where you
I'm hella,
make
I'm hella turnt.
like the
I'm hella
same
turnt
joke
right now.
20 times.
I'm hella turnt.
Hella turn.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
you enjoyed this episode of the Let Me Know
Hella
podcast.
appreciative of you.
Hopefully we have inspired you to watch Holidate. It's definitely worth your
Or
time.
not.
No, no, no. They definitely should. Both of us gave
Okay.
it a 10 out of 10.
It's hella Hallmark.
And that's that. See ya.
Peace out. I'm about to win this fight and take that car out front.
I
You
can
watch
just
me.
mute you in Discord. I can do 40 minutes by myself.
just read off the list. It's just a commentary video, except there's no video. So let me tell you guys a little bit more about why you should be afraid of Vilnius. Vilnius is blonde.